We're ready for the fourth and final round of Modern. Yet Zach Harris, the fourth round veteran, as he noted, because he likes to play. We'll refresh the stream for you. Against Scotty Spoonmore on Death's Shadow.
You think Scotty doesn't know?
About Fiona and me? We actually just mentioned Death's Shadow. No longer quote-unquote good enough. We'll see how true that is against the Eldrazi attacks. It's a deck that I feel like has been often poised to break out, but just never made it through.
It comes and goes. I mean, it's been on the back burner for more traditional, like, I think Eldrazi Tron eclipsed it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and there was also, remember, there's a banter Eldrazi too.
Yeah, I remember that. I played that for a while, and it just completely fell out of flavor at one point for Eldrazi Tron.
Yeah, I find it interesting how these decks go through these evolutions. I mean, it's always cyclical. Obviously, it'll be back at some point. Like, look at what people played in the no ban list Modern. I mean, there were several flavors of Eldrazi.
Yeah, the cards are really, really good. It just, I don't think they just match up that well against humans.
Try this one more time with the refresh.
I've been meaning to redo the camera. I need to take care of the auto molds for president, apparently. How do you feel about that, auto molds?
For dictator?
For president.
Of what?
I don't know. Of something.
I'd be good at that.
You would? What would your first mandate be as president? To abolish the reserve list?
Yeah, obviously. Nice. My second one would be that we're going to replace all drinking water with Monster Energy drink.
You don't want to take care of oh crap, what's the drink from
No, I got it. Abolish the reserve list and universal health care. Is that a good platform?
Yeah, what was the drink from
How about national standard for minimum wage?
What was the drink from Idiocracy?
Oh, I don't remember. Yeah.
I know he's got electrolytes, and that's what plants crave.
Yeah, you have to have electrolytes. All right, so this is the black-white version. Yeah, I don't know what I'm talking about. This is Leonard Arbiter.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. Brondo, that's what it was.
Brondo?
Brondo,
yeah.
See what plants crave.
There's electrolytes.
I've been
out politics just because I just would say what's on my mind. I'm also very bad at lying.
I've been nominated for Secretary of the Interior. What is that? I don't know what that job even does.
That's fine. If you're under me, that's all that matters. Does that mean I can fire you?
I imagine so. I would be responsible for the management and conservation of the most federal land and natural resources.
So what you want us to do is not destroy trees. So then we can't abolish the reserve list.
So what we got to do is make sure we get those plants. Brondo.
Yeah. There's electrolytes.
That's all plants crave. Nothing really happening so far. Scotty is trying to filter through his draw steps and try to land a threat, take care of his life total. Zach is looking to tax his opponent. He's got the ability to vial in a Thalia, but I'm not sure that's the best here in this matchup.
It's not a human deck. I think I just attack first.
He's going to bring a Thalia, and then he's going to attack.
So I'm not sure what this effectively eliminates Scotty from doing. He has 2 lands. So why do that? I can't think of a reason to do that.
Not sure, just because maybe it means Scotty doesn't have the option to both kill Bob while also opting or thought scouring. But I'm not sure how.
But if he cared, he could just do it anyways and kill on his turn, right? This would be more impactful if he just if Zach just hardcast.
Yeah.
Because then he's threatening to hold up.
Little surprised he didn't.
A Violon 3 would be much more helpful.
Little surprised he didn't just bring in the displacer there.
Yeah, he should have hardcast. I really think he should have hardcast something.
This is 2 mana. It is a Path to Exile. So Scotty got rid of his graveyard and tapped out for nothing.
You can actually also, traditionally you can color screw these guys.
Yeah, absolutely. Zach Zach's going to take the vial up to 3, reveal a...
Thought-Knot Seer.
That's a good one.
Well, he didn't reveal it. He revealed the land.
Yeah, but he can't play Thought-Knot just yet. Instead, he's attacking for 4.
Do you think that he's running the Vial tech of Restoration Angel?
Not sure. I'm not sure what this last card in his hand. I see the Thought-Knot. I see the Displacer. I don't know that 4th card in his hand. It might be a Resto.
So traditionally, what I see the problem with these decks are, well, first of all, Scotty has a lot of lands out, so casting spells doesn't matter. He's going to be able to resolve his spells.
There's a Bolt.
Eldrazi and Taxes seems like they have... It's going to...
Oof. I like this a lot. I'm going to...
You can actually respond to that, too.
Yeah, I don't think Scotty has the ability to. That's the problem.
He has a Kolgan's Command. And he's only
he can't cast it, though. He only has 3 mana.
Oh, he put all his eggs in a basket, huh?
Yeah. Zach going to take 3 off the Bob Trigger from Displacer. He's going to draw a card. And he's
going to take it up to 4? You can already cast it. I think it's more useful to stay on 3.
Yeah, he's bringing up to 4. Okay. I think he might have both Resto and Thought-Knot in hand, so he has the ability to...
I think it's...
Bless you.
I think it's another Thalia. All right, well, let's send in the clowns.
No, I think that is a Resto Angel. We start with an attack. I mean, there is something to be said about having Displacer mana up.
Ren agrees with me. She says you're icky.
Yeah, okay, that's definitely a Thalia up there. Yep. It is a Thalia. I am wrong. Scotty at 1, and Zach's us up in his draw step. He's going to play a
I love this.
File in.
After you draw.
You draw the card. Here comes Thought-Knot Seer. We're going to look at your hand. Okay, guess what's going away?
You can keep everything. You can literally keep it. He has to take something, right?
Mm-hmm.
Thoughtscour costs 2, though. I'd probably just take... Kolgan's Command would cost 4.
Yeah.
I'd probably just take the Kermag Angler.
Scotty plays a Polluted Delta, which is completely useless at 1 life. And Scotty's options are...
How do you feel about taking the honorable way out?
And just taking the damage and dying?
No, cracking your fetch. You have life to pay. I mean, you'll just die.
Yeah.
That's what Sudoku is.
I think it's overrated. So I thought Sudoku was a puzzle that you solved.
No, that's seppuku. Sudoku is the ancient art of ritualistic suicide. Seppuku is the ancient art of puzzles.
Speaking of, actually, speaking of Sudoku, how do you feel about the new game from Software that's being published by Activision, of all people?
Oh, you mean Death Stranding?
No, oh my god, I hate you.
Does anybody out there know what Death Stranding is actually about?
Mike Grouse claims he knows what it's about.
There's no way.
Mike Grouse claims he knows everything about this game.
It's Norman Reedus walking around with a little baby.
Okay, so here's what Mike Grouse told me on my Facebook.
And it literally looks like... and it looks like a Breath of the Wild.
All right, here we go. Permanent Kraus. Babies power the ability to see death shadows while we eat grubs. What's not to understand?
Fallout. That's reasonable.
All I want to play this game. That's all I want to know about.
I actually don't. I refuse to give in to Hideo Kojima.
Why not?
Because it looks weird. And it takes way... Look, video games should not take years to come out. I don't need to see beta. Like, I don't need to see pictures of your game, like, 7 years before it comes out.
But this is...
just, like, skips multiple systems.
But that's what Sony does.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. No, Ren says that games take a long-ass time
They
to
do.
make,
They absolutely do.
Why do you have to... What's the matter with releasing some... You know what else sells? Does Mario take that long to make? No way.
Yeah, games take a lot of time to make.
Yeah, these where you get like motion capture.
What Bethesda has learned is you don't announce your games until they're ready to come out.
I would much rather prefer that. I hate...
Sony likes to blow their load as soon as possible. Like, I guarantee you, when they announced Death Stranding, they had nothing. absolutely nothing in terms of gameplay footage. And I'm a little surprised Bethesda announced Starfield and Elder Scrolls. I mean, to be fair, they said that.
She said 3D animation's a bitch, but also these people do it professionally.
Yeah, and it's still like a long.
Look at what was the
Cyberpunk?
No,
Cyberpunk
what was the game where they had a ton of people on it? It looks absolutely miserable.
There'll be many games.
No, it was Commander Shepard.
Mass Effect.
Yeah,
Andromeda.
Mass Effect Andromeda. Didn't that look like garbage?
Yeah. So.
How many years did that take? There's no correlation between the time it takes.
Yeah. So.
And the quality of the game.
Kotaku's Jason Schreier wrote a really good article about that, about how the problem with that was they wanted to be so ambitious, and they put in a new studio that, because the original Mass Effect trilogy was developed by BioWare in Edmonton.
All right, Ren says
BioWare Montreal was in charge of Andromeda development,
Ren,
and they were so... I'm talking!
If Ren comes back here, I'm going to pick you up and hit her with you.
I'm talking.
Okay, go ahead.
But the problem was the game was so mismanaged that it doesn't matter how many people you have working on it. If you have a studio that's not up to par and a management team that decides halfway through development, oh, we're not going to do that. Essentially, it's imagine you're building a car and you don't know whether it needs to run on gasoline or diesel.
What if my car's named Final Fantasy VII Remake?
Good luck. Okay. But like, as players are already shuffling through this game, but imagine you're building a car and you need to know, okay, so is it like gas powered or diesel powered? And you're told
both.
I don't know. We'll let you know. You get this car built by December.
Okay.
And you're not told what kind of gasoline needs till October.
Okay.
As you can imagine, that car's going to be terrible.
I have a solution.
Yeah?
Don't work for or hire idiots.
Well, unfortunately, in this case, the idiots were management.
Seems reasonable.
This is a much better game here from Scotty. He's at 11 life. Everybody has a death shadow on the field. Zach has no board whatsoever.
Ren says management are hard to fire. That's not correct. Just buy their company. Middle management goes first. Boom. See ya.
Death shadow number 2 on the field for Scotty. There are only 2 2s currently. He has no follow-up land-wise.
Interesting.
So Zach not quite out of this. He's going to play another Arbiter.
Oh, it's going to work out bad for Scotty.
No Hollow One tonight.
Why did he not? He should have Ghost Quartered him because he
could have manicured him.
He could have just manicured
Surprised
him,
by
and
that.
then he would not be able to crack this fetch. So actually, I don't like Zach's play there. The only thing that he does is save his land and play around Bull.
Mm-hmm.
If he was going to do nothing with the Ghost Quarter, then I think he should have just cast his Vial.
But to give you an example of how long it takes to make games, Cyberpunk 2077 was first announced back in 2013.
Okay.
We finally got a gameplay demo of it 5 years later. Sometimes people will announce games ahead of time just so they can secure funding and start hiring for that game.
Yeah, I still don't care. Figure out a better way to do it.
The best way to do it is to look at the Square Enix model and do the opposite.
Yeah, sure. I agree with that. Like, it's the same thing with movies. Does it really take like 6 years to make a second movie in a series?
What's your example there?
How much time is in between Iron Man 1 and Iron Man 2?
I don't like that example just because the Iron Man movies are part of a universe itself that they want to storytell and set up. So it wasn't a developmental decision to separate those movies apart.
Sure, they're both good for all it's worth.
I guess you can say that. Iron Man 1.
Why did he do that? He could have just paid the 2 mana and then double fetched. Okay, so they've actually gone past this.
I'm not even sure what they're doing at this point.
I have no idea what happened. I don't... Oh, he fatal pushed it.
He fatal pushed the Arbiter?
Correct, he fatal pushed the Arbiter.
In response, did Zach go to Ghost Quarter?
Zach Ghost Quarter him. So how's he getting a land then?
I have no idea. Did he find one?
There's also a lot of script type work that doesn't rely on game engine type work. Somebody's gonna have to let translate.
It's very complicated to make a video game. That's the gist of that one.
Go back to 16-bit.
I would love that, actually.
I would have been happy if no games came out, no new technology came out after the Super Nintendo.
Well, I got some bad news for you. There's some new technology coming out in the next couple of years.
That's fine. I welcome our new overlords.
You welcome Skynet.
Just let it happen already.
So,
what did somebody teach an AI with negative comments? Reddit only.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
Yeah. Shocked by the results. So after all that, Scotty's at 7. He's got 4 lands and a Death Shadow in play. Zach is at 13. He's got a Bob and 2 Vials on 1.
His hand is Tide Hollow Sculler, and a Flicker Wisp.
Scotty has a Snapcaster Mage, a Terminate, a Terminate. Now comes attack for 6.
Cutter Bag. I think you just leave your Fatal Push if you're right.
Yeah. Because with the Snapcaster Mage there.
Alright, well this game doesn't look good for Zach.
No, it doesn't. Zach was able to game 1, able to play some threats and be able to take apart Scotty's hand. Scotty was just firing on all cylinders out of the gate with that Fetch Shock discard.
Malicious707 says, talking about time for sequels, John Wick is a good example.
In terms of a timing, yeah, it's a very good example.
How long was it between the two?
John Wick 1 came out in 2014. John Wick 2 was out in 2017. John Wick 3 is out in 2019.
That's reasonable to me.
Yes, that is very reasonable. Iron Man 1 came out in 2008. Iron Man 2 in 2010. Iron Man 3 came out in 2013.
Okay, well, I'm an idiot. Okie, I'm an idiot. All right, then explain why Bill Tech 3 took so long.
What is that?
Yeah.
You see, it's 2018, and people want to cash in on nostalgia.
How long is it between the Avengers movies?
As in the actual Avengers movies themselves?
Correct.
Avengers 1 came out in 2012. Avengers 2 came out in 2015. 3 years apiece.
I guess that's not bad.
You have double Tide Hollow Sculler from Zach there, but I mean, they're not going to... These aren't going to be good blocks, so the cards are only temporarily gone.
Yeah, because he has to block, it's lethal.
Yeah, Scott's just in a very peculiar position here. You know, if Square Enix wasn't busy making the Final Fantasy VII remake, I think Kingdom Hearts would have been out by now.
I don't even know. It's Square Enix. I don't even know what they're doing anymore. Don't... Like, what was Final Fantasy 15, anyways? Stop. Go back to Final Fantasy 10 or before. Get rid of this real-time stuff.
The Dreadbore Tide Hauler will block Death Shadow. Zach will take 5, go to 2. I still don't liking his chances here with 2 Gravax on play. Zach runs Tunnel the Wreckage?
I would sincerely doubt that.
Don't think he can cast it anyway, too. We should take Bowl of Vials up to 3. Draw a card. It's Mirror Crusader. Okay.
That's actually good.
Yeah, he can Crusader and Flicker Wisp. So he has blockers.
Yeah, so he gets to actually eat a Gurmag Angler. Like I'm bearing no removal spells cast. Oh, actually he has removal spells, so he's just dead, right?
There's a Dreadbore in hand, yeah. He's just I mean he can Flicker Wisp the Tide Hauler.
Yeah, but that doesn't do anything. He has to block all 3 things.
Yeah. But I mean, Dreadbore is a sorcery, so Zach can very easily respond to save Tide Hollow.
Do you think he'll forget the Dreadbore's in his hand?
I don't know. I mean, even if it is, so he's just going to combat.
Okay, now he's actually in trouble now.
But the thing too was, since Dreadbore's a sorcery, if he does it before combat, he just blinks in Flicker Wisp, saves.
Correct.
Tide Hollow.
You just blink out one of the attackers here. And now you put in Mirror Crusader. And you actually eat a Gurmag. So you can double block.
With the Tide Hollow and the Flicker Wisp, just to take care of both?
Yeah, you kill both. No, your Mirror Crusader's not going to kill. I'm sorry.
Because it's a 2-2, right?
Yeah, so you might as well chump and then kill one of them. Yeah. He's going to have to get... Otherwise, he just chumps and chumps.
He's double checking the graveyard, seeing what... Probably checking for bolts.
Okay, take some more aggressive line. Your Snapcaster mage is back. Pro black.
Scott tries to cast a Jabbar, realizes he cannot do it legally. Passes back the turn. Okay, here we go. Vial up to 4, other vial stays to 3. What does Zach draw? Is it another 3 drop? It's a Titlehouse color. Cannot cast that card.
So he's actually...
He's just dead, because all Scotty has to do is flash in. Oh, he missed the opportunity. He can just flash in Snapcaster Mage. He just wins. I think it's actually 2 Snapcaster Mages.
He can still do it. He can still Snapcaster Terminate.
Yeah, with flip the 4 blocks. Here comes the attack. Here comes 4 mana. Not Seer.
Understand how priority works. Nope, he got it. Does he get it?
No, he just reveals the Snapcaster Mages. I feel like Zach knows he's dead, but Scotty has to take the line to kill him.
Yeah. So he doesn't know. I go for the low-hanging fruit.
I mean, he let Zach block.
Why? Thought Not Seer off the top. Take that vial up to 5, Thought Not Seer. Wouldn't that just be disgusting?
Why would you take it up to 5?
I don't know.
I bet Zach wishes he could.
Hardcast Street Wraith.
Okay.
You have a Snapcaster Mage in your hand.
It's a land off the top for
okay,
Zach. Now we're just flat out dead.
Alright, you have every chance in the world. So we're going to game 3 here.
Going to game 3. Zach will be on the play, which I imagine is where he wants to be. It's attacks is Zach. You always want to get out and ahead of your opponent, especially one like Death Shadow. We have a mysterious Facebook post from Burning Wind.
Yeah.
It's just 8 in parentheses.
What does that mean?
I don't know. It's his first update in 10 days. Interesting. Very interesting. You know, it looks like Logan Reinhardt is enjoying what appears to be a vacation.
He was also forced to play the RPTQ over the weekend.
Yes.
Jesse
Sinopoli, also forced to play in RPTQ, currently in Memphis.
That sounds like, Billy aside, like going to the RPTQ and then spending time in Tennessee.
Seems like a good...
Nashville or Memphis?
Yeah, seems like a good time. Unless your name is Billy to meet us, and then you just hate fun.
Yeah, and babies. And dogs. So, politics. How do you think Trump's meeting with Kim Jong-un went? Oh, that's a pretty card.
I don't want to talk about that on stream.
Wow.
I think it went horribly.
Yeah. All right, we won't talk about politics.
We've talked about enough politics tonight. Suffice to say, I think Trump got played hardcore.
Played?
I saw someone point out that this is not the first time.
Dennis Rodman.
I think I saw someone point out that this is not the first time North Korea has committed to denuclearizing the country.
Oh, interesting. I just like the. I like to imagine you. The 10 years ago post. Imagine if we showed the picture 10 years ago of the Kim Kardashian going to talk to the Trump at the White House about something, or Dennis Rodman and Donald Trump together 10 or 15 years ago.
Yeah.
They'd make peace with North Korea. Interesting.
What a world we live in. Underground Seas costs $800, and that's happening. Scotty fetched, shocked, cycled, and had no follow-up. Zach's going to deploy a painful Titan Skull. We see Terminate, 3 lands there from Scotty. Death Shadow, Tassiger. Yeah, it's Terminate, right?
That is correct.
That is the play. Scotty has the option next turn to deploying the Death Shadow. He's going to fetch with the Scalding Tarn. Down to 14. Now it's down to 12. He's going to shock, and I imagine he's going to play a 1-mana 1/1.
He's going to play two mana? He's going to play two of them?
He could.
Zach's actually got a heater in his hand. He's got a Banisher Priest. And oh, man. This might work out well. He can't attack next turn. Well, no, this is actually going to backfire on him.
What do you mean?
Well, he has a Wasteland Strangler.
There's nothing in exile, though. He needs Scotty to delve something first.
What do you think's under the Title's color?
Oh.
There used to be a thing. You could just blink it, and you can chill.
No, he drew a push. So much for that plan.
How lucky. And he doesn't play his Death Shadow? Interesting. All right, well, get Thought Knot. I guess we'll take that Terminate again.
It's gone one way or the other, damn it.
Right. I'm going to find out. We're going to get you.
Scars are down to 9. So now the Death Shadows are completely foolproof for me, Wasteland Strangled.
I feel like he should have just dropped one of them last turn. If this is his goal anyways,
Agreed, yeah.
he could start being aggressive this turn.
Agreed. That's not a Banisher, that's the,
Fix one. Banisher Priest. That's Banisher Priest.
It's the one from Dark Ascension.
Hunter.
Fiend, that's right, yes.
Same card, just fixed or non-fixed.
So instead of Death Shadow last turn, we have a Tessiker and 2 Death Shadows. Do you attack here?
No. Because there's 0 chance Scott's on the ball, like he doesn't block, right? And then how big are his Death Shadows? 8/8?
Yes.
So literally I'm attacking for lethal on the way back. It all depends what that face down card that's floating in his trap card zone is.
In the non-revealed zone?
In the non-revealed zone. We've got a couple zones there. We've got the 2 exiled piles.
We had the revealed.
Oh, there we go. We
deduce what it was, yeah. Doing some board state cleanup there. Zach in the tank here. He can't play another Tidehall Scholar. I don't think he wants to, though. Here is a Fiend Hunter.
What do you take?
What do you take here? We need you to take the Golden Fang. He's going to play Ghost Quarter and just pass it back.
I think I actually want to take him off red.
Absolutely. That Shadow does not run mountains.
Yeah.
It does run Bloodstained Mire, though, and Sky's going to play a Bloodstained Mire off the top and fetch down to 6.
Yeah, the Swamp's in the trap card zone, Ren.
So now we got 2 7/7 Death Shadows here. However, it's an Opt in hand for Scotty. He's going to, looks like, cast this Opt.
I think he should have done this before he fetched, because he's at such a low life total now.
Play another Opt. He's digging.
Is there also an instance?
He's got to be looking for something in particular.
So what gives him lethal this turn?
Team of Battle Rage.
I mean, I accept that I'm going to lose that regardless. So what? These are 7. All right, I'll take 14. Like, what else is your line here? You don't want to give him
Absolutely, yeah.
Huh?
Absolutely, yeah. I do want to note, was that a Shambling Vent in play for Zach?
I can't tell. I think so. Yeah.
It goes to 4. Oh, Zach had the option to, if it is a Shambling Vent, Ghost Quarter his temple.
One block. Ooh, that's hot.
No, Ghost Quarter the temple and then be able to attack lethal because he only has 4/5 on this attack.
So I think you just send with the. Oh no, he's at 6.
Yeah. If that is a Shambling Vent over there for Zach, I'm pretty sure it is. He had the option to Ghost Quarter the temple for... No, then he needs to draw land still. Okay.
He can still do it here. He can just suit up your attack with everything.
Yeah, he can...
Go for the win.
So he
can't win a long game.
Floats mana with the temple,
Yeah.
Ghost Quarters it, gets the color source he needs, activates Shambling Vent, and attacks lethal.
Would he just go for it here?
I mean, how else are you winning this game? You're not...
You can't. You're not going to beat these Death Shadows long term.
Yeah.
Wasteland Strangler doesn't do anything.
No, absolutely not. It just provides a speed bump. He's going to play a temple. He's going to float. He's going to Ghost Quarter.
He's Ghost Quartering himself. Okay. I like it.
Same line we talked about. We just have them play land instead. He's going to find a plains. Plains, colors, black,
it.
shambling
Is it
vent.
good enough?
He's found the line. He did it. Zach Harris.
Wow.
Found the line.
Wow, I love it. Great is good, baby.
I mean, he needed to do it anyway because he just wasn't winning that game if Scotty got to untap, just because Scotty's creatures are way too big.
I find it interesting that Scotty attacked all out there.
So did I. So did I. So we bring it back a little one more time for you tonight. It was a pretty entertaining night of Modern.
Yeah, I liked it. We had a lot of decks on.
Had a really good final match there.
Yeah, I actually like that final match a lot. I think that Scotty seems like he's a little bit of a newer player. And just some of his mannerisms, and maybe somebody who's more tenured would have taken some additional lines.
I felt like
it's hard to attack. It's hard to attack all out if you're not attacking for lethal.
Absolutely, yeah. I felt like he tried to debate Zach into blocks, but Zach was like, "Well, I'm not being team." As you said,
Was he dead to Street Wraith?
Thank you, Heiser flipped the fault. Yeah, he was at the Street Wraith because he went down to 3 or 4.
Just like,
And the Street Wraith adds, yeah.
like I can't beat it, right?
I think Zach realized that he's just dead to if Scotty had Aphid in hand of value, he was just dead.
I liked it. I liked it.
Really interesting play.
Good stuff.
Really interesting play. Someone in chat saying that the Dish Channel guy got too frisky. I mean, sometimes it works in your favor, sometimes it doesn't. We saw Zach take a line that let him win the game. That
So conversely, he could have sent with 1 dash shadow.
yes.
And have 1 back on blocking duty, but then you're still in trouble with a Flicker Wisp. It doesn't kill you. So actually, I don't know. So to me, it's like attack with both, or just don't attack.
Yeah.
Like,
Scotty took a aggressive line, tried to win the game, and he almost got there. Almost got the possibly. He did not realize that Zach